When did you first find out about Gran Torino?
I have a really good like support group, and like a lot of people look out for me and just like in general just support me in my craft. So, people heard about it and they're like, yeah, you should try it out. And it's still a rumor, but check it out. And then somebody sent my stuff to Amelia, and then Amelia contacted me to audition for it. I was actually the first actor they auditioned for the Hmong roles. So in New York, of course.
How long ago was this?
Like, I would say 3 months ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you found out about this movie right before the audition or way before?
Like 2 weeks before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it was kind of like a big 1, 2, 3 thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So
you knew it was a whole Clint Eastwood film and all
yeah,
that?
I knew it was Clint Eastwood movie, but it was at the moment it was still like a rumor and kind of like, why would he do a Hmong movie? But eventually, it actually turned out that it is a Hmong movie and stuff. So
awesome.
yeah.
So you did the audition. How long was it until you heard anything from them?
2 months.
They must have kept you in suspense for 2 months, huh?
Yeah, and like the thing is, like I was the only Hmong person that auditioned with Amelia for I auditioned first for Smokey.
Right.
And the funny thing, I was only first audition with Alan Chenoweth, who's the top dog casting director.
Yeah.
And it was kind of weird because at the moment I was auditioning for the Coen Brothers' new movie that's being shot in Minnesota too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was auditioning both roles on the same day, and Ellen saw me and she's like, yeah, you could pass for 17, 18 years old, with your long hair. So I did my Smokey role and she only had me read once. It was just like, awesome, great, done, And then...
How'd you feel about it?
I felt good.
You did?
I felt good, but like afterwards, the aftermath, hearing from other actors, is kind of like, why did they have you guys read like 10, 3, 4, 5 times and me only like once? So you're just kind of like knocking on wood every fucking day,
Yeah.
And then, but the good thing is like she told me to come back the next week to audition for Thao.
Right.
So I auditioned for Thao and same thing. Read it once. But again, we were talking like 30 minutes to an hour about Hmong culture and my career and everything, school and everything in New York City and Minnesota. So like we got get to know each other. Amelia and Ellen we all got to know each other. Mm-hmm. And and then I came back the following Monday and auditioned for the role of Thao, and same thing, went well. And natural, realistic, and simple. Once again, she only had me read once again, and I felt good, like awesome. We have a connection. We're chill with each other. Blah blah blah, and then
nothing for 2 months.
Nothing for 2 months.
Right.
But like the thing is, Amelia was cool that she called me like a month and a half. She called me. She's like, Clint likes you. Your tape is really natural, but just still hold on because we're still doing the whole big audition in Minnesota, Fresno, and Michigan. So I was like, okay, whatever. So that is that.
Tell us about the phone call when you got it that day.
Well, it was a night.
Was it surprising to you?
I was actually exhausted. I was at the gym. I went to work, and then I went to the gym. And I came home and I slept. Mm-hmm. And I actually slept through the phone call. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I got a message. It was a New York phone number too. So I was like, oh, okay. So it's probably somebody wants me to audition for their film. And I listened to my message and it's like, Amelia. I think I probably still have some of her messages saved on my phone just for the hell of it.
Mm-hmm. Let's hear it.
Yeah, I could play it for you guys. And she's like, hey dude, guess what? Call me back as soon as possible. And then call her back. Well, I woke up because I was like, I need to pee. So I woke up because I had to pee. So then I checked my message and shit. So, and that's that. And she told me, and I was.
How'd you feel about it? Were you pretty excited?
I was excited.
Yeah.
I was excited. I was pacing back and forth in my living room,
right,
in the Bronx, my apartment in the Bronx. I was pacing back and forth, jumping up and down, calling everybody who supported me in my life on my phone and texting everybody, and then emailed everybody, and then then it started rolling, and I'm here. Like last week 2 weeks ago we shot a scene. I was here in Michigan, had a week off, and now supposedly shot this week, and have stuck here for a month at a abandoned hotel with a mall that's fucking expensive as hell. Like there's shit to do.
Yeah, that's probably for you. So like,
sorry for my languages.
So since you've been out here, the big question, like, it's Clint Eastwood. Like, how did you feel? Because this is probably like the biggest, I guess let's say the biggest movie of this scale that you've done.
Yeah.
And not only that, but it's a Clint Eastwood film, which
and he's a legendary.
He's a legend. Because I mean, this is a great script, and it's huge for for us Hmong in the community.
Yeah.
That a feature film is finally being done based on Hmong people, not so much Hmong culture, but based on Hmong people. But then again, it could have fallen into anybody's hands. And we were lucky enough that it fell into Clint Eastwood's hands, which is an icon, a legend. Yeah. So I mean, like, how was it like? Well, let's say your first day when you met Clint. I mean, how was it working with Clint, somebody like that, and you're acting, side by side with him. Yeah. Not only is he directing the movie, he's starring in it. So you're pretty much a co-star. You're acting directly with him. I mean, tell us about that. Like, how is he? How is he as a person? How is he as a director? I mean, how is it working with him? Is it intimidating at all?
It's not intimidating. I thought it would be, but it really wasn't really intimidating. Like a lot of for Smokey and the other actors, it was intimidating for them. But like the first day, it was just kind of last week. The first day we shot on set, I was really just observing how because I didn't get a chance to talk to him like what he views it because I wasn't playing Thao with like Bee was. Right. So Bee had the chance to discuss what they want But for me, it was just kind of trying to observe how he worked and how the ADs and other people work and how the other actors work. Right. So kind of absorb what their each person's energy, because I believe in this whole energy. The Enza thing.
It's a New York thing. Huh?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's maybe a Hmong and New York thing combined together. So, but yeah, I mean, like and then when it came back for this week, and I mean, everything just clicked in my head. I mean, like I know my role, and so but again, working with Clint, it's like he's really chill. Like that's the best way to. He's a really wise guy. I know he is an older gentleman, but he's really wise, and he had the stamina as a 30-year-old, right, and exactly. He has a young heart, he understands because he's been in the industry for a long time. But he really, I guess, what understands is he casts people for who they are. Right. But I don't know, because like I'm not really a spider, but I could play a spider. Right. Because I'm really like this like.
Well, who is Spider? Tell us about your character. Who is Spider? Tell us a little bit about the character you're playing.
Well, in my point of view, Spider is I think he's kind of in the same position as Thao. Like fatherless, but like I think I do have a father, but my father is not really there for me in my life. So like I kind of look out for like somebody else as a brotherly figure or a man figure, and I kind of felt that Smokey was that person. Right. So it's just kind of like a lot of the trials in the film will show the fact that I'm trying to fight for Smokey's like, even though I'm in the gang, I'm like his second-hand man, but I'm still fighting for his approval to be more like his true brother, his blood brother. Right. Hence the blood, wearing blood clothing. Like it's all about family, it's all about being blood, and just trying to, even though we're connected by a gang and wearing blood color, I'm still trying to fight that by trying to sacrifice Thao to Smokey, who is my cousin, who is my blood cousin in the movie, to sacrifice to Smokey, say, hey, here's my cousin, we should become really, really pack our blood together, be really true brothers, So it's, I mean, like for me, it's like battling with my true identity of like not having a fatherly figure in this movie, which it doesn't have that background in, and I created my own background of it. Cool. And that's why I felt from my character that I'm trying to fight for something more, trying to achieve something more, and trying to manipulate people to make my dreams and my ideas of who I am come true. Right. Because I didn't grow up with it. Right. That's why I feel about Spider. A confused young boy.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Cool. So after this whole movie wraps, I mean, you're here for another 3 weeks.
Yeah,
another 3 weeks. It's wrapping up roughly mid-August. Hopefully it's movie. They say it's gonna actually be released sometime this year. We'll see what happens about that. But what's next for Doua Moua? I mean, what's after this film? Where are we gonna see you next?
I don't know. Well, to be honest, like right after this movie, I'm going back to New York and work at my Italian restaurant. So, you know, still gotta make a living. You know, I mean, like this movie could make me or break me, and you know, hope it does make me. Knock on wood. But the thing is, I'm open. Like I'm open for anything. Like I just want to be typecasted. That's what I'm really fear of, being typecasted, because like I mean, like I'm not a traditional looking Hmong guy, but again, I could look Japanese, Korean, Chinese, but the only boundaries that I can't speak the language. And the thing is, I just want better script for Hmong actors and better script for Asian actors per se. You know, like there's so much history there, but nobody writes them down. So it's just kind of, that's why I want to, you know, eventually
maybe you should be the one to write it.
No, I mean, I do write them. But like I'm more of a idea writer. I can't write like dialogue or anything, you know. So I just write a lot of ideas and plot them down on screen or whatever. But you know, like do a story about Vang Pao. You know, I would love to play Vang Pao. You can shave my eyebrows, whatever you want. You know? yeah. Or like, you know, play that. No offense to anybody, but play that Asian kid there who killed at I think South of North Carolina or Virginia Tech. Yeah. Be him. You know, like it's just all these like more dynamic script rather than like, you know, the hipster, the typical
Chinese
pot smoker, or like, you know, because I can't. Well, like if you cut my hair, I could be a tech geek, but like, you know, like I just don't want to be typecasted too.
I know what you mean. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So no, I'm totally open to anything. It's just, again, I just at the moment, you know, I'm kind of still a beggar, you know. Beggars can't be choosers, so you know, still accepting whatever. But like right now, like to a point where like, you know, if I appreciate the script, I'll do it. But if I'm just kind of like I could do this in my sleep, then I'll put it to the side. But yeah,
you want more challenges.
Challenging
characters. You know.
Yeah.
It's more fun that way.
Yeah. And more
artistic.
More roles that are more dynamic and just like not typical, just not one dimensional.
Cool.
Yeah. So
cool. All right. Yeah. We'll leave it at that. Coolio.